Well, you're not going to believe this,
Hmm.
but I thought we were live streaming for the last little while, and now we are. Yeah, we've been walking through the whole thing, and apparently that was a dress rehearsal. But hi, welcome. Yeah, so let's start over.
You're like a dad with his camcorder on.
Oh, it's true. It's true. So, uh, we are uh, first. Let's. Can we get someone in the chat to confirm that we are actually streaming now? We've got a bit of a lag, so hopefully we can get that feedback. But hi, we're Argyle, and we've made this app for AR overlay of the BIM on the construction site. And we've been doing a lot of iterations of design, trying to make sure that this is actually usable in a way that is fast enough for the construction site, is safe to use on the construction site, and doesn't. Oh, excellent. Is confirmed we are live now this time. So thank you for that.
Introduce yourself, Logan.
I'm Logan. I'm the CTO. I've been working hard to make the tech. And we have also running the HoloLens, Merritt. Ooh, nice. I like that wave in the mirror. Merritt is the CEO and has been making everything run and making our business a business. So we wanted to have this live to introduce people to the product and talk about what it is, how it works, and why we made it the way that we made it. We are here at the FairHaired Dumbbell in Portland. It was a convenient spot to try to do this stream because it's our office, so we made a Revit model of it, and we could be guaranteed we'd have pretty good internet. So, and just to note, while we are streaming, please do ask your questions, and we'll be happy to answer those. So yeah, you can see some stuff immediately that this is an overlay right on the physical world, and we've got just the outlines here of all of the objects. And that gets to a couple of the really important pieces here. First is being designed for a construction site. We needed to make it actually safe to use on the site. Oh, you're getting ahead of me, Merritt.
I'm sorry.
Showing off our metadata inspector right now.
Secret.
It's a secret. So, right, we needed to be able to walk freely, to be able to step through rebar and see where we were going. And so we set up this edge rendering. We have it highlight by category. Hey, Merritt, check out your smiley face.
Uh-oh. Did you update it? Did you give me a frowny face?
It's okay. We'll fix it during
Rude.
what is apparently the real live stream. I made it a frown during the 20 minutes we've been talking to nobody thinking we were streaming. So we've got, you'll also notice though, while the walls are invisible to Merritt, they do hide the stuff behind it. We found that with everything being transparent, people were getting confused about stuff behind the walls. So walls and floors, and I think roofs, are invisible but opaque. And then everything else you can see through, so that you can really get the feel for what's behind what, and you can have your x-ray vision when you need it. And then let's turn off the walls so that we can see through them. Here's the hand menu. You see it by just pulling up your left palm, and then the tabs appear next to you, and then you can drop your hand and the menu stays there where you want it. So when she turns off that category, our app is constantly cycling through the objects in the scene and checking to see whether they're close to the viewer, checking to see whether the category is turned on. And when it gets to that point in the cycle, there you can see it turns off those walls. And so you can just see right through them. You can see the core there. That's the floors go away for the stairwell. Yeah, and she left her menu back in that room, but if she pulls up her tabs on her palm again, she'll be able to call that menu to her and change categories or whatever she'd like. Now let's take a look at, we can turn those walls back on. And then maybe let's do the click inspector. Do you have that on for doors?
I think so.
You can see that little sort of information checkbox. That is how you turn on the click inspector for a certain category. We set it up that way so that you wouldn't be accidentally clicking on things that you didn't mean to, so that you can click inside one thing to get at something else. So our pipeline pulls everything from the BIM. It includes the geometry. It also includes all of the metadata. Every single object in your model is an individual object. We don't have to bake it down into a solid mass. The point of this is so that you can use Argyle spontaneously. You can have your project in Argyle and not need to pre-plan for every single use. It's just there ready to go. The information that you didn't know you wanted when you went out onto the job site, you can still look for it. And you can say, oh gosh, but now I actually want to check out mechanical, which we probably won't say here because I never modeled the mechanical systems in the FairHaired Dumbbell. So, yeah. So let's talk about the alignment. So everything, sort of what works here is that you're looking at where you are. And that only works if it's aligned. And alignment is only really doable. Let's pull up the Dollhouse first. Because the first time you use it, that's where you start. Yeah, we needed an alignment that just works. So you set it up once, and then you don't have to set it up every single time. You don't have to set alignment in each new room that you go to. So the first thing you see when you open up the app, if you've never used it here before, is this Dollhouse pops up, and you can rotate that building around to get roughly the right orientation. Those buttons are hidden now because it's in automatic mode. And then you grab yourself and you plop yourself about where you are. And if Merritt leans in close, she should be able to see a hard hat floating in that conference room. There it is.
That's me.
So then, yeah, once you're roughly in the right spot, then you can fine-tune that alignment by setting a couple of anchors. So we had to change the design on this anchor setup several times because we would make it work, we thought, and then get out to a site that has unexpected conditions and find that it didn't actually work in that circumstance. Like when I showed up to a site here in Portland, and we had it at the time where we had to pre-plan where every anchor was going to be in the Revit model. And I showed up and found that the floor that I intended to use wasn't built yet. So I couldn't align the building, and I just had to go home, and I said, this can't work this way anymore. So let's do one more anchor and I'll kind of talk through the process. You can go through the menu here under settings to alignment. You can also, we have voice commands, so you can just say set anchor or new anchor, and it will pop up one of these things. So this just moves around freely, and then you put it kind of where you want it on the hologram.
I call it hologram matching. Match a hologram to the real world. So you
I like
want to
that.
do this where you have basically good authority, that you know your stuff is in the right spot. In this particular model, it's our doors. We modeled it ourselves, but a lot of people use slab edges or whatever.
Yeah, this model doesn't really
Um,
have good authority anywhere, but yeah, slab edges or column grid intersections. So once she attached it to the hologram with that sort of lock button, then when she moved it around, the hologram moved with her.
Should I move it badly?
Sure. Move it terrible. Oh no, everything's out of alignment now. I didn't want to do that. And you just cancel. And then when she hits cancel, now you'll notice that the anchors that she'd already set took over. And she can do this throughout the entire project. Just walk another 100 feet and say, you know what? It's a few inches off. I'm going to set a new anchor. Then after that point, you can start up the app in any of those places where you've been before, and it will find itself, and these anchors, they know how to kind of work together. She could, well, she can't walk too far from the building now just because she'll run out of Wi-Fi, but
I love to go out on the porch, but I can't. If you don't talk, I can walk into your office, Logan.
okay. What, we don't want to get echo?
Yeah.
All right. I'll shut up for a second.
I'll take a journey. I'll take a sojourn. I love to see the bathroom. That's my favorite. Here we go. This bathroom is the greatest feature of this office. Check it out. Look at that pineapple wallpaper. Can you even handle it? It's so cute. So right now, I just clicked plumbing and we can see, the potty loaded. I think one of the favorite things I love to do is we'll show up to a site expecting to inspect one thing, and then we'll go, oh, I think you're missing some blocking right behind that sink. And they'll be like, yep, we are. So I'll go just a little bit further. Around the corner.
So you can watch it happen real time as she's walking around. She'll get to a new area, and the new area loads. So you don't have to chop up your building into tiny chunks and export those and plan those ahead separately. It just grabs what it needs.
No, I have not aligned over here yet, so this could be a good spot to show alignment if you want.
Yeah, let's put on another anchor over here. And while she's hasn't been over here and done any alignment, you can see it's still like very clear, like where it is, how far off it is. It's pretty damn close, but then she can cinch it up.
Oh yes, I am happy with that. I'm gonna save that guy.
I'm
No,
actually-
what did you just do? I think I just
No,
deleted it.
no.
No, I didn't. Oh, I see what it
just
did.
took a second to decide to use that anchor.
Oh, I see. It was like, are you sure? It's so far off. What a beautiful day it's becoming. Look at whose crane is it out there? Can we have your project?
Yeah, is
You
that,
see out
is
in the
that one of
distance?
yours? Do we have any questions from anyone watching? Here, I'll shut up for a second so we don't echo. And then I think we'll do a reload.
Yeah, make my frowny face happy.
Yeah, we wanna show off the ease of like what it takes to update the model. So I've got this open in Revit, and you can see the sad frowny face. I'm gonna open up the plan view. We don't want to be sad anymore. So we're gonna make a new wall. I don't feel like is the right radius for this smile, but we're gonna accept it. So then we've signed in before, and we actually earlier made a 3D view that is just the kind of categories that we want, basically these viz settings. Whatever is turned on here is going to come through. We also have the TI link turned on, the one that's up here, because like all of this stuff that she was seeing that is in this space is all TI. It's part of a linked model. So then we go to the Argyle tab, upload model, make sure we're on the right project, the right view is selected, hit export. So now it is running through and putting together this model into the format that we've been just calling GLTF BIM for the time being. And we've got all of the baseline and then all the linked files here. Hit upload. And now that's in the cloud ready to go. So we can have Merit open up her model tab and update model. So that's now downloading the new model while she's just, disappears for a second and reloads the whole thing with all of the changes. You'll notice she's not having to realign, she's not having to set up again. She just is where she is, and the model is loading. Oh. I wonder if she just ran out of batteries. Oh, no.
Oh,
We
no,
just
I
had a
have
call drop.
batteries.
Okay, good.
Oh. Am I on? Do you need me to call again?
Yeah. It just gave us a bad network quality, but I think we are good to go.
Okay. So basically, I'm just waiting for walls to download.
Just update again. So now it's gonna do the update again. Oh. We have a question in the chat. How big of a model can it handle? So we have run into a lot of sort of maximum sizes, and then we've mostly pushed past all of those, and so we're still waiting to break it again and then expand that again. Because of the way it is chopped up into different files, and because of the way that our software parses selectively, the answer is pretty damn big. We've had stadiums and hospitals and high rises in here, some that like the Revit files combined were gigabytes worth of data, but by the time it's loading up in Argyle, we end up just like we have here, sort of selectively loading. and pulling only what we need and running pretty well. When it's a gigantic model like that, it'll take more than just a few seconds. Like it'll take several minutes to do that export and upload. Sometimes several minutes to download, depending on your, let's turn off site, depending on your connection. But yeah, I think basically the answer to that is give us your difficult model. There it is.
I think I had to turn off and on walls. That's when it really decided to load.
That could be, yeah. There may be things like that you'll notice this is actually beta, and you may think it's crazy to do a live demo with a beta product, but it's fun. Yeah, a lot of the design iterations we've done on this were to make sure that we could handle, like we'd come up to a new project and say, oh, it can't do this. Like we had a higher, like, oh, turn on the Dollhouse. Here's just like a little example. Those labels on the different levels, we had a high rise, and you're trying to find level 23 and you're just counting up based on the model, so we had to make sure that we put in labels like that. In an update soon, we're going to have grids and they're labeled as grid lines labeled as well, just because like we couldn't find ourselves. Some like changes to how we put ourselves in the model, because with a giant stadium it was difficult to place yourself with precision. We've run into a lot of these that are beyond even just the performance issues of a giant model. There was also just the usability, the interactive modes with the giant models. It's been very fun to kind of solve those puzzles. Whatever the size of the model is, it always just fits just so on that little table. It's about,
Yeah, that's my hot tip when there's a stadium is you're the only people I don't think need to export your full model just so you can find yourself. But the great part is the alignment will stay for each bit of the model that they have exported.
Craig Hannes has the question, is there a way to view product or OM data in an object? So right now, we have anything that is a parameter in your Revit model will come through and be viewable in that inspector. So like if you put the data in there, that's great. We've also been thinking about, hopefully my voice was still going out there. We've also been thinking about doing hyperlinks to so that if you were to go in there and you included a hyperlink in there, you click through to open like a data page in the browser. We just haven't had anyone actually ask for it yet. So I'd be very interested to know what you'd be looking for. Because we're trying to focus our efforts on where's the demand, what are people's most pressing issues. Our current development work right now, we just did a whole bunch, in fact an entire rebuild to get this scalable with enterprise level security. And now that we're here, our full-time work is on the iOS port, which is actually going better than I even expected it. So we're going to be getting an iOS version that's just going to be exactly the same app, interoperable, but on iOS. And then, some of these improvements of how the metadata comes through. I'd love to talk, Craig, about what you'd want in that. Thanks for the question. I turn to the text to say thanks for the question as if you're over there.
Anyone who has a HoloLens, you can download this today. I will give you this model. You can also upload your own Revit. If you do not have a HoloLens, I'm really just looking for users right now, so I'm sponsoring a few HoloLenses for the right project, simply based on, you're medium sized and you don't want that long-term commitment before we come out on iOS, and trust me, I get that. I love having my hands, but I also think that the best computer is the one in your pocket. So we're doing both of them.
Oh, Craig says looking for product-specific mounting heights, like for the sink and toilet, required for blocking your product. I would expect, I mean, one, you have the thing's location in there, and you can pull up the tape measure just for kicks.
Oh yeah, that's here.
Also, custom parameters come through as well. So you can, grab and measure between things. I think I want to change the visibility of this a little bit. It's kind of vague looking. And then you can measure things far away by doing the laser pointer far interaction if you want to. Yeah, so that stuff could be brought in as parameters, or just viewed just by its precise location. If you have something in that room to make sure that the alignment is spot on, then you could use the actual location for that. Hopefully I'm understanding your question right. Yeah, we tested with custom parameters where we brought in new things, added that to the Revit objects, and then got those to come through and show. But we're making a few adjustments right now to the metadata format that we are to make those parameters kind of smarter, give them more intelligent data types. And then trying to make sure that doesn't fight with the Navisworks plugin that we're working on, so that we can, a lot of contractors using Navisworks as their sort of final point where they bring everything together, their coordination environment. So we are eager to get Navisworks ready for everyone. Yeah, is there anything we are forgetting to show off or brag about, or any other questions that we have? Anything you think of, Merritt?
Nothing for me. I'm sure we'll do another one of these in a month, so we'll see you next time and we'll let you know our progress on iOS.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks all for stopping in. Thanks for your questions. And get in touch if you want to try this on your own project.
Bye.
Bye.